heavyweight champion of the world, Jeff Hardy.
Well, it's definitely a tale of two teams to oppose each other in Impact main event. We've watched the actions, the body language that we've seen tonight from a Mortals duo of the World Heavyweight Champion right there, Jeff Hardy, his tag team partner, Kazarian, and it just reinforces how they're a united team. They're prepared to work together. Not sure if we can say the same for their opponents.
And now, introducing their opponents, standing 7 feet tall, weighing in at 328 pounds, from Fairfield, Connecticut, the Blueprint, Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan, Mr. Anderson, January 9 at Genesis to find out who gets the next shot at Jeff Hardy's world title. But first, he's got to work with Anderson as a team tonight. Morgan just wanted assurance from Mr. Anderson that he was 100% fully recovered from head trauma issues so that Matt Morgan could rely on Mr. Anderson as his partner.
Good evening, assholes. Who hails from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Anderson.
What, like 2 months here? 2 months we haven't seen Anderson compete here on Impact. And to your point, I'm telling you, the cohesive unit thing, separate entrances for Morgan and Anderson, Kazarian and Hardy seem like they're going to work well together. I don't like Morgan and Anderson's chances in this match.
Moment of truth has finally arrived. Time to answer all the questions about Mr. Anderson's recovery from the concussion issues, the head trauma that all stem from that vicious and violent Jeff Hardy chair shot some 2 months ago.
Well, we heard earlier tonight was the beginning of Impact. TNA World Champion, that man right there, Jeff Hardy. More or less heard him try and put that line, that dividing line between Anderson and Morgan. Basically saying they sound like an old married couple, because Morgan's been on this crusade of a good one, to protect Mr. Anderson due to his concussion issues and not competing, where he's been forced to, more or less, by Eric Bischoff and Immortal.
We're going to see if those divide and conquer tactics of our World Heavyweight Champion, with the one-gun salute for Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, that was subtle.
Going to see if those tactics of Immortal and Hardy, the divide and conquer, if they're going to work against Anderson and the Blueprint, Matt Morgan.
I look at Kazarian, God, he's kind of making fun of. Well, yeah, I just think it's part of a match strategy to do that and get inside the emotions of Anderson.
It'll be real interesting to watch Mr. Anderson as this match not only starts but progresses here to see if there are any issues, Taz.
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, in this match, as you're saying, Mike, nice running back elbow by Mr. Anderson. Seems to have his quickness and his ring presence seems to be good. Very early goings here. Oh my God! Back of the head. That might.
Quick pin.
Mike, that.
You're right, Taz.
That was an instant right to the back of the skull.
With every strike, with every forearm just like that that's delivered.
How ruthless is Kazarian? Well, it's the pressure thing, Mike, you talked about. From Immortal, from Eric Bischoff, it's the pressure thing. That's what it is. These guys got to up the game. Immortal more or less was warned, but It seems like Anderson might be okay.
Watch as did you see the way Kazarian landed? He dropped down, and they butted heads on the mat.
Yeah, that was inadvertent. The Insiguri wasn't, but that was.
Something that we're going to be watching throughout this Impact main event. And a final reminder that tonight only, TNA's reaction to air at a special time, 30 minutes after Impact, right here on Spike TV as he tries to get the tag in and does. Successful. Here comes the blueprint. Matt Morgan in. Big right for Kazarian.
I look at it. You know, I see Matt Morgan's cleaning house here on Kazarian, but look at Anderson on the outside. Get a shot of it. Anderson, wow. He's holding the back of his head, and he's not even on the apron.
We do our best to follow the action in the ring.
I've had concussions, Mike, and like a lot of guys in this industry, and it's a horrible thing. But now with the education we have to it, I understand what Morgan has been saying and better than anybody. And I'll tell you, I mean, this is a scary thing with Anderson on the outside here. Man, he don't have his wits about him.
And as we watch this match unfold with the rights and lefts, the elbows in the corner from Morgan to Kazarian, this is exactly the situation that Matt Morgan has been talking about. He mentioned it earlier in terms of being his tag team partner tonight, in terms of facing him at Genesis in the #1 contenders match. If he's not 100% tonight, he's not there to watch his back.
Well, he's not even. And then you see Morgan. The last thing on Morgan's mind is tagging in his partner. Morgan knows he has to go into business for himself here and carry the weight of this team.
That's all well and good, Taz, but it turns this from a tag match into a handicap at that point, if that's the case.
Well, Morgan more or less said that's what was going to happen. He knew it. Morgan knew that's what he was right. He said it at the top of the show. Look at that. I think that was pulled the rope down. Did the TNA champion, world champion Jeff Hardy, and referee not seeing what's going on.
And what's going on is Hardy taking the blueprint, Matt Morgan, and driving him head first, face first into the steel steps, going to roll him in for Kazarian. Now Hardy, he's legal and continues to stomp on the chest of Morgan. More eyes on Mr. Anderson, and so is Hardy.
Right now, I mean, you know, it's not often in a match that you see that Matt Morgan is the man that's singled out, where a team is going to pound on him and cut the ring off and keep in their corner. But, you know, as we discussed, and Morgan said at the top of the show, it ended up turning into more or less, inadvertently, into a handicap match.
And while Hardy from outside holds on to Morgan, Kazarian continues the beatdown. And, well, the pressure here also in this match, I think, is on Kazarian from the standpoint of what Eric Bischoff has been talking about for weeks. Oh, wow. And you know that what Kazarian is doing, and it's been Kazarian with the strikes to the upper